So yesterday I did a video talking about my thoughts on Super EZAs for LRs, and someone commented on that video talking about the LR Trunks and Broly that could possibly get an EZA for Saiyan Day. Is it too soon for them to get an EZA on Saiyan Day? Because on JP they're well over 4 months old, and on Global they're less than 2 weeks old. It's definitely possible, for sure, but is it too soon? It might be a little too soon. But one thing that I didn't notice till now, and thank you to this person that brought this up, it takes 318 medals to awaken them into an LR. And what's crazy is that when I awakened these guys into an LR in both versions, I never noticed that it was 318 medals. I just grabbed all the medals, awakened them into an LR, called it a day. But this might be the most plausible thing that just proves that they're going to get an EZA and Sandy. I did not notice that. So let's go ahead and talk about what realistically and unrealistically they can do for these guys for an EZA. We're going to go ahead and talk realistically first. So the leader skill is Time Travelers, 3 key and 80% across the board. So that's going to change from 3 key and 80% across the board up to 3 key and 120% across the board. Their 12 and 18 key super attack effects, they're going to pretty much change a little bit. Their 12 key, I think they're going to go ahead and, of course, they get 30% attack defense for one turn on their 12 key, but I think Dokkan's going to add lowering attack as a super attack effect to their 12 key. For the 18 key, they're going to go ahead and make this 50% attack defense in one turn. Just makes a whole lot of sense, and they're going to keep this greatly lowering defense nonsense. As for their passive, of course, they start out with 4 key and 100% attack and defense. I think they buff this up to at least 150% attack and defense baseline. And I don't think they go above 150% attack and defense. They also are a Rainbow Orb Changer as the first or third attacker in the turn at the start of turn. Honestly, I would love if Dokkan just removed the restriction, just make them a Rainbow Orb Changer for free, but I don't think that Dokkan's going to remove this restriction. I want them to, but realistically, I don't think they're going to remove it. They also get 2 key per Rainbow Keys to obtain. That's basically going to stay the same, unless they want to buff this up to 3 key per Rainbow Keys to obtain, but of course, that's on the unrealistic side. We're going to talk about the unrealistic side after we're done talking about the realistic side. They also get 20% attack per Rainbow Keys to obtained. I think that stays the same. Yeah, I think that stays the same. I don't think Dokkan will buff this up. And they also launched 2 additional attacks that both have a 30% chance to come a super attack. I don't think they change that either. And they also have a 50% chance to crit. That's going to stay the same too. But yeah, no, I don't think that's realistic. Yeah, I don't think that's realistic. I'm not even going to add on nothing to it. I'm going to save all my thoughts for the unrealistic side of what they can do to this character's EZA. They also get 40% attack and defense when performing a super attack. Now, realistically, I think that they buffed this up from 40% attack and defense to, let's say, 100% attack and defense. I don't see why not. I think that's... I could see that. I could definitely see that because this unit definitely needs it. Yeah. Because if you take a look at this unit on paper, this unit is raw stats. They're a Rainbow Orb Changing. They're like a partial nuker because they get attack per Rainbow Keys to obtain. They're like a partial, they're like a mini nuker to a sense because they're getting attack per Rainbow Keys to obtained. They're a raw stats partial nuker. That's how I'm gonna just word that. And they could do a lot of burst damage if you get lucky with their additional attack, their additional super attack chance. Yeah, I think they could buff this up from 40% attack and defense on super to 100% attack and defense. Or they could buff it up from 40% attack and defense to 80% attack and defense performing a super attack. Realistically, I think they could do 100% attack and defense. This is a raw stats unit. Why the hell not? I think that would be fair for this unit. Considering the fact that they don't have a defensive ability to fall back on. And they also get 31% attack and defense and 8% damage reduction within the same turn with each super attack performed. Now, I could see them buffing this up from 31% attack and defense to 41% attack and defense, and keeping the damage reduction just basically the same, and they completely remove the super attack performance restriction. I think this is the biggest issue with this unit, is the fact that they have the super to build up their damage reduction within the same turn. I think if they just go ahead and let this unit build up damage reduction each attack performed, it helps out this unit greatly. Yeah, no, it's not realistic. I don't think Dokkan buffs up this damage reduction thing. I really, I'm starting to like double think. Are they going to give him 100% attack and defense performing a super attack? This is a raw stats unit. I don't see why not. Because all they really have, pre-EZA of course, provided their EZA would be for Saiyan Day, is 100% attack and defense here. What else? 40% attack and defense performing a super attack, and 31% attack and defense with each super attack performed. That's all they have in terms of stats. You have to rely on this unit to do supers. If this unit is not doing a bunch of supers, it's gonna be a tough time. Meta content, of course, this is basically what we're focusing on for today's video. We're not focusing specifically on off meta content. Meta content. If you're gonna go ahead and try to skate by with this unit, they need to do a lot of supers, and they cannot, and I mean not, take AoEs. You guys know that already, but they cannot take AoEs. What's their stats again? That is a high-ass defensive stat, and Dokkan knew exactly what they were doing when they did that. They also have a good link set. Prepare for Battle Shock and Speed the Saiyan lineage. Yeah, they can get a whole lot of key off. Now that I'm thinking about it, no, it's fine. Yeah, I think this is completely fine. They have a solid link set. Prepare for Battle Shock, Speed the Saiyan lineage. Yeah, this is a good link set. I wish is asking for them to have Cold Judgment too much instead of saying Warrior Race, because the defensive link would help out this unit. How many 200% skills are on? Yeah, they're on 3. You're not gonna find yourself using them on this team. You're gonna use them on Super Saiyans. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Super Saiyans has to be the best team, no? Has to be Super Saiyans. Where's the Time Travelers? But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about, oh yeah, by the way, their active skill. They're going to buff up their active skill. I think so. They give them 60% attack and defense. They're going to add defense to it. I can see it. 20 key, 60% attack, and attacks guarantee hit for 1 turn. Man, they can turn that into a guaranteed crit. Why the hell not? This is a character, well, characters that want to do damage because they have a 50% chance to crit here. They can do up to 4+ super attacks. I mean, come on now, Dokkan. You can just give them a guaranteed crit for their active skill realistically. Why the hell not, right? Now, unrealistically, super attack effects. Unrealistically for super attack effects, Dokkan, if they want to go bananas, because this character only has 7 categories. They're on 7 categories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can make them multi-turn attack and defensive stackers. And of course, when I say that, I mean 30% attack and defense for 3 turns. 30% attack and defense for 5 turns, so on and so forth. They can let them gain 30% attack and defense for 3 turns under 12 key, and 30% attack and defense for 5 turns under 18 key. They can let them get up to, I don't know, 200% attack and defense at the start of the turn. They could be unrestricted orb changers, of course, rainbow orb changers. They can get keeper keyster obtained, and of course keep their 2 keeper rainbow keyster obtained. They can let them get 20% attack and defense per rainbow keyster obtained, and also let them get 10% attack and defense per regular type and keyster obtained. They can let them have a 50% chance to dodge with their already 50% chance to crit. They can, well, performing a super attack, I already said it could be up to 100% attack and defense, but if you really think about it, in a realistic setting, it's going to be 80% attack and defense, but I would really love if Dokkan made it 100% attack and defense. I think they could do that because it's like they're just a raw stats unit that wants to do damage. And this has to go. They got to remove this. This super attack perform, this has to go. This is not Dokkan. Just because they're getting 8% damage reduction at the same turn, and we're still talking on the unrealistic side of things. They can make this 10% damage reduction within the same turn with each attack performed. And then say, to hell with it. We can buff this up to 51% attack and defense and 10% damage reduction within the same turn with each attack performed. So if they do 4 normals, then guess what? That's 40% damage reduction. And on top of that, that's essentially, what I say, 51% attack and defense? That's basically 51% attack and defense times 4. Essentially, did I say 4? And as for the active skill, they can just honestly keep it as 20 key, and that'd be 60% defense with 60% attack, and as well as a guaranteed crit. I already said that for the realistic side of things, but I think that's really about it. Honestly, they want to fix this unit. A good amount of the things I said for the passive side, let them have a 50% chance to dodge, remove this restriction for their super attacks perform, make this up to 10% damage reduction, let them be an unrestricted orb changer, let them be a nuker in general. Why are they a partial nuker? This design is basically raw stats damage partial nuker. Like, that's pretty much what it is. Like, they're a burst damage character. And when I say burst damage character, I mean like characters that do a bunch of super attacks. But I think that is really about it. Yeah, I think that's all that is. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, they awaken from 318 medals. Shout out to this person. Yeah, this is a good video idea. Yeah, literally 24 hours away. I can't wait to summon on Vegeta. They're on 3,270 discounts too. But yeah, I appreciate it. Wait, let me see. Who do they link with? Oh. Oh my god. I appreciate you guys watching. You guys are the best. I'll catch you guys in the next video. And I love you all. Peace.